Hello, this is Nora Ryan from Dreambuild Software, and today I am presenting a video on our new feature called Flex Fields, specifically how to set up and use Flex Fields in a job using PST Desktop. If you look at my screen, we have the PST home screen up. In order to set up Flex Fields, you'll want to go to Setup, and then down here there's a new section called Flex Fields. There are three types of flex fields for entities, so servers, clients, and attorneys, flex fields for cases, and then flex fields for jobs. I'm going to select the job field definitions selection, and you will see you come up with a window that talks about job flex fields and job flex tabs. When you open up this window will be mostly empty because there will be no flex fields set up for you at this point. A tab is a way for you to organize flex fields into different sections or different topics. If you only have one or two flex fields, you can probably put them all on one tab. I have some examples here, and you can see I have created different tabs for different types of flex fields. This first one is called Job Stage. Then I have a tab for reference number, a tab for dates, a tab for fees, and then we just have a demo tab to use for examples. When you start, your choice will be to add a tab if you want to start by creating the tabs you want. And then on each tab, you will have an Add Field button. When you click Add Field, you are asked to select what do you want to call the field. So I'll say job phase. And then you can select what type of field you want this to be. A flex field can be a text field that's a single line, so where you can type in alphanumeric information, a multi-line text field where you can have returns and just have multiple lines, a date field, a money field, a number field, these will be integer numbers, or a drop-down field where you can select and create the various drop-down values you might want to have. All right. What I've got here is a series of examples for flex fields that you might want to consider for jobs. These are not the end-all be-all of flex field ideas. These are just to be considered inspiration for you to think about what additional fields you might want in your instance of PST to help you manage your internal processes. Flex fields do not trade to trading partners, so these are for your internal use only. So let's show some examples. Right now, I have two examples in the Job Stage tab. I've created a field called Stage. I can change it to a different name if I want. I could call it Phase. I can rename my tab if I want and call it Job Phase instead of Job Stage. Anyway, in this particular field, I have made this a drop-down field where I have said there are different phases: intake, awaiting server assignment, on hold, you're doing skip tracing, you're attempting, you're unable to serve, basically any type of phase that you might want to have for the job. You will note that there is a label and a value for drop-down fields. If I want to add a new one, you'll see you have to give a label and a value. Right now, we have the default set up so that the value will be the same as the label. Here's the difference between label and value. The label is what the PST user will see in the drop-down list. The value will be if you export this information into an Excel sheet or comma delimited file format, it will give you, it will download the value versus the label. In many cases, you might have a longer label that is more descriptive, and the value would be something more shorthand. If you want to have things be different, you can do that. If you change your mind and decide, no, I really just want the value to equal the label, you can click this back and it will revert to making the value equal to the label. So right here, here are the values and labels that I put together for this. And for all of these, I kept them the same. Let's say you want to have these in a different order. You can select the item that you want to move up in the list, and you can move it and make that the very top one if you want. The order they are on this screen is the order they will appear in the drop-down list when the person is trying to enter the information. Right? You can remove an item, so I could get rid of attempting, and that just goes away. Okay. I can add it back. If you have deleted something and you add it back and we recognize you had that before, it says, do you want to activate the previous item? I say, yep. So attempting is back. All right. I created a separate drop-down field for hold reason. So it might be that I want to indicate something is on hold. Why is that on hold? Well, it's on hold because the client said so. It's on hold because you're waiting for address verification or you're awaiting prepayment. These, again, are all things that you can consider. I can delete a drop-down field. I can delete, a flex field by using the trash can. However, you're going to get a warning that says if you delete a field, it's gone. Okay, so you won't be able to see it anymore. And if you have used this field on previous jobs, you really shouldn't delete it. So that's why this warning is here. So I'm going to say no because I don't really want to delete it, right? Here, let's go to another tab, some more examples, reference numbers. You might have a QuickBook reference number that you want to put in. In this case, I've made these single line text fields, so I can give a default value if I want, or I leave it blank if I don't want a default value. I also have put in something called a server reference number. You might be giving this to somebody who doesn't use PST and you've got some server ID number for them. Okay. Dates. You can put in additional dates that you might be interested in. So the filed date, the alias summons issue date, the pluries summons issue, okay? Or fees. Here we've got witness fees, service fees, photo fees. You might have printing fees. Maybe this is really supposed to be printing fees, right? So I can put printing fees. Okay. And in this case, I have a default value of $5. That means that any job, when you go use this, the default value will be there, but you can change it. Right? Now, let's say I realize, gosh, you know what? I don't want this money field under the fees. I want this under the job phase for some reason. You can move any flex field to any other tab by hitting this little button here with the folder and the arrow. And it will allow you to select what tab you want on. So I'll just move it to the job phase. All right. And you can see we're now in the job phase and it is there. Let's say I would like this to be the first field that I see. I can use these arrows to rearrange the order of items, the order of the flex fields. Now it turns out I really want this back under the fees, so I'm just going to move it back. But this way, you have a way to organize items. And if you want to change the organization later, you can create new tabs. You can move fields from one tab to another. So this is how you set up job flex fields. When you're all done, you hit accept, and those flex fields will be created for you. So let's show them on a job. I am going to edit an existing job. When you bring up a job, whether it's an existing job or you're creating a new job, there's a new button down here and it is called Flex Fields. Click on Flex Fields and here's where you would enter this information or edit this information as a job goes through. So currently I have this as on hold and awaiting prepayment, but now, maybe they've paid, so now we're attempting. So there is no hold. All right. Reference numbers. I've got a QuickBook reference number. Maybe now I have a service number. Dates. I haven't set any dates, but maybe I have a filed date. I can set that. Fees. You'll see that I have set up certain fees. I could change this. The service fee maybe is $15. Printing fees, $12. Okay, and the witness fee stays the same. When I'm ready and I've made all of these, I can hit accept. Those will be saved to the job. You have to remember to hit accept to save all of the job changes as well. All right. Finally, I want to show you where you can see these fields, and it is on the unfinished job report. So if you go to unfinished job report, first of all, under display options, here are all the things that you can choose to show on the unfinished job report or not. At the very bottom, flex fields. If this is checked, flex fields will show up in your unfinished job report. So if you look here, we have various things for the unfinished job report, and all of these are flex fields. They start with an F to signify they are flex fields. So this was the phase, the hold reason, the reference numbers, the dates, and the fees, right? So if I refresh this list, you can see where we have set certain things up, and you'll be able to, you can sort on a QuickBook reference number, you could sort on your phase that you've set up. Okay, so this is how you can use flex fields on jobs to help you manage your jobs more efficiently. If you have any questions about flex fields and how to use them, I encourage you to give us a call or email us, and we would be happy to discuss the type of flex fields you are considering and how to set them up. Thank you very much.